What up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and we are here today with the brand new review for Love and Marriage Huntsville Season 6, Episode 24, you guys. This episode was titled Hold Her Accountable. And before we go ahead and get into this review, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel and you guys aren't subscribed yet, then I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and then having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and also by turning on your post notifications. And with that out of the way, you guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and discuss this episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville, shall we? All right, you guys, so I'm not really feeling that well. I woke up this morning and my throat was on fire. It's calmed down since, but it's just still not feeling, I'm not feeling the best. Don't know what happened. But we'll get through this review. This episode really, for me, if I'm being honest, it didn't give me a whole lot, right? So this episode, we picked up where we last left off. And you guys remember in the last one that Mel had asked Kiki, oh, I'm asking. So you guys remember in the last episode, we ended with Mel asking Kiki to, kind of put a silence to what was being said about her by taking a drug test, right? And Kiki was like, no, she's not going to do it unless Marceau agrees to doing a lie detector test. Now, we all know that Marceau is not taking a lie detector test, so Kiki, good luck with that one. But eventually, Kiki said, you know what, forget it. She'll take it. And so she took the test and, came back positive. Well, not positive. It came back negative that she was, telling the truth that she's not on any drugs. What threw me was when Mel could not say methamphetamines and she could not say barbiturates. I was like, she can't pronounce those words, but they are big words. But I was like, damn, she can't pronounce methamphetamine and barbiturates. But it is what it is. So, like I said, Kiki is clean. Kiki is not on drugs. So, I guess we can stop. People can stop with the narrative that maybe she's back on drugs. Now, like I said, I ain't never said that the one was on drugs. What I have said is that just looking at the show and her way she acts, it kind of gives that she may be on some drugs. So, she says she's clean, and the test proves she's clean. Cool. We can put that to bed. Now, Mel then asked them, why were they moving? And they told her because of their son, who's in his senior year of high school, and they're trying to get him some scholarships, right? And so she mentioned the fact that Tiffany had brought it up to her, and Tiffany was wondering how are they going to get him into this school that he's going to, and they don't live in the area. There are plenty of ways around that. Let's be for real about that. There are numerous ways around that kind of thing. Trust me, I know. Let's just say I know firsthand. Kiki does feel a way about the fact that Tiffany is talking about her girl that comes with the show. Next up, we see Marceau and Letitia, right? Marceau and Letitia are getting ready for a family vacation, and Marceau really honestly didn't seem like he was that enthusiastic about this family vacation with his kids and his wife. I mean, we saw what he did when he went on that vacation by himself to Africa. Went without them, went without Tisha, and without them kids. Now, they do talk about the barbecue, and Marceau was telling Letitia how he's proud of how Letitia handled herself at the barbecue. And Letitia is saying that this is for her, has just really proven that Kiki is a liar and that she's through with Kiki. And I'm like, okay, if you say you're through with your cousin, you're through with her. So then Marceau talked about the fact of him and Stormy making up, and he felt like Stormy was trying to get a rise out of him. She absolutely was, and so were you. Like, let's stop playing like she was just doing this to get to you. You were doing the same thing to her, so it was a tit for tat. But they good with each other. He did mention the fact that when they were talking about the drugs, that she had talked about her best friend, and he was asking her like, why does she have a babysitter when her son ain't that old? I was like, he's not that old. He can't take care of himself. You answered your own question, but it is what it is. And so him saying that, her talking about her best friend kind of made him look at the situation with Kimmy, well, not Kimmy, but with Tisha and with Kiki, right? And I was like, okay, I guess, if you want to say that. Now, then they talk about the fact that he feels like she's not, she feels like Kiki, I don't know what she said. I actually forgot what she said. But she said that she is, she holds herself accountable for things. Marceau feels that she doesn't hold herself accountable for things. And she asked him for some examples. And he gives her the example of what happened at the the meeting about the Black Expo, and she had to eat her words that she takes accountability for not taking accountability. I was like, oh, all right, you guys. So let's pause here and move forward. Sorry, but this sore throat of mine is not making things a lot. It's not making me do this video. This video is just not easy to do. With me having a very, and my throat is on. Like I said, my throat is a little bit on fire, and so it's not, you know, it's a little hard. But let's pause here and move forward. All right, you guys. So next up, we get Mel. So Mel is meeting with, I guess, like her party planner. So Mel is getting ready to have a party to basically just celebrate the changing of her name from Holt back over to Rogers. And so yeah, she's getting ready to change her name, right? And you guys remember we saw this last season when it played out when she went to the attorney to get, put the paperwork in to get her name changed, right? And so Miss Vanessa came over, and so they were just really going over what their ideas are for this party. And the young lady who's planning to get, I know she mentioned like having Mel's last name Rogers in big lights, and I think that that's cool. And Mel got the letter from the courts, and the courts did grant her, the changing of her last name. And her mom got extremely emotional when she read it to her, and then she suggested to Mel like, "Hey, at the party, why don't you read this letter? Why don't you read this for everybody?" And I was like, "That is a good idea." And if Mel is happy with changing her last name, I'm cool with it. I don't feel like because I know people probably will say, "Well, her kids got the same last name, so why wouldn't she keep her? Why wouldn't she keep it the same?" If she wants to put every reminder of Martell behind her, then I'm cool with that. I don't have an issue with it. I'm all here for it. Whatever makes her happy, do whatever makes you happy. Don't worry about what other people think or feel about you. Move on with your life. And if, changing your last name back to your maiden name is what'll make you happy, then I'm all here for it. Next up, you guys, Stormy. So we see Stormy. So Stormy went to go see Kiki, right? And Stormy just wants to check on Kiki after what happened at, the barbecue. And Kiki does apologize to Stormy because, she says, I put you in the middle of it, especially when I snatched them cards out your hands. And, she told her how when Letitia ignored her when she spoke to her, it just made her feel invisible. And she says that Letitia knows that she doesn't like that. And here's my thing with Stormy, not Stormy, but with Kiki, right? Even if she knows how that makes you feel, what you did, nothing, there was no justification for what you did to her in that moment. So I don't care what you say. You can say, oh, well, she did this, and oh, she did that, and oh, Letitia didn't do this, but you're a full grown ass woman that needs to learn how to regulate and control your emotions. If you go somewhere and somebody ignores you, be like, oh, okay, fine. Like, that's what we doing? Cool. You can have a girlfriend, but for real, like, that's all you gotta say. It ain't nothing for you to harp on. And, Kiki feels that with Marceau and Letitia, that she feels that this, I guess, was like premeditated, that they were gonna come to the party and just basically ignore her. And I was like, I don't think anybody really came there with that intent. Maybe they did. And even if they did come there with that intention, Kiki, then you should have matched and met their energy. Like, if you'd be like, when you spoke to her and she ignored you, be like, oh, that's the time we on. Got it. Okay, I'm going to remember that. So the next time you come to me and try to talk to me, I'm going to do the same shit to you. Why can you have just done that, Kiki, instead of what you did? Because that would have been something that I would have understood a lot more than this. But it is what it is, right? Let me know what you guys think. So then what else in this scene that I did not like was the fact that Kiki kept referring to Marceau as Madame Marceau and Letitia's wife. Like, we can call the man sassy, we can call him anything in the world, but why would you say her wife? I mean, well, never mind, because I've done that to Anthony on Love and Marriage DC. So I guess pot, meat, kettle. Okay, so I'm gonna let that one go. I'll let that one go. I will. But back to what I was saying a few minutes ago, though, the thing is, you're talking about the fact that when you came near, you really only came there because your issue was not even with Letitia, it was with Tiffany. But we'll talk about that in a second. So Stormy was telling Kiki about the fact that at the party they were talking about her being back on drugs, and she said yeah, she was really and truly when she came there, she was really coming there ready to go at Kiki at Tiffany because of the interview, I guess. Now you guys know I don't really watch Carlos's interviews like that, and I definitely don't watch the ones because I know last season actually, like with Love and Marriage Huntsville, DC, Detroit, and Bell Collective. I know after the episodes he would do an interview with the cast members, but he hasn't done it so far with this season of this second half of Love and Marriage Huntsville. I've noticed that. But I guess he did an interview with Tiffany. I didn't watch it. I don't know what Tiffany said, but according to Kiki, Tiffany talked nothing but about her, and she also told Stormy that not Kiki, but Tiffany was talking about her products because she said that she asked, "Did you give her some products?" She said yes. She said, "Well, girl, she's been talking shit about your products." I was like, "Now, Kiki, what the hell does that got to do with you? Like, what does that have to do with you?" She also told her that, what Mel told her that Tiffany had told her. I'm like, Tiffany, girl, if you ain't realized it by now that these people don't like you, girl, these people really don't like you and don't see it for you. Just putting that out there for you. I don't think they see it for you like that, sister girl. Let's pause here, you guys, and I think we'll go ahead and wrap up the episode. All right, you guys. So next up, we had this scene with Mel, Tisha, and Kimmy. So they went to a workout class, and this is for Kimmy, she gets out of breath easily. So the instructor kind of went light on her, but she still was like, "Whoo!" It was kind of she needed a beginner's course, right? And so after the workout, but actually before the workout, when Letitia got there, both Mel and Kimmy noticed that her energy was down, right? Now, after the class, not Kiki, but Kimmy asked Letitia how was she feeling after, the barbecue. Now, Letitia says that, the Kiki that she saw at the barbecue is the Kiki that she had dealt with, remember, they had talked about Kiki at Mel and Martell's house, right? So that's the Kiki that Tisha's saying that she got, right? The Kiki that has threatened her and all that kind of stuff. And despite how people might feel about Letitia, I can see Kiki threatening her. I really can. So Mel then asked her, like, was there some things that happened leading up to the barbecue? And Letitia is saying no, right? And she's also getting visibly upset, and she's just like she wants to stop talking about it. But Mel wanted to put it all out there. And you guys, let me know how you feel about that. Do you guys feel like Mel was wrong in that moment? I don't really know how I feel because one, we're on a reality show. We saw it play out on the show, so why not discuss it? I get that it's private, personal. I get it's family matters, but the family matters has now bled into this show. So why not discuss it? You know what I'm saying? But, she got up and she left. And so when she left, I love the fact that Kimmy said, she's not, because Mel was like, she says she's fine, but she's not fine. And Kimmy said, no, she said she's fine, but that fine is, I'm fine, like, I don't want to talk about this anymore. And I'm like, that's exactly what it is. She's not fine about the situation. She's fine about not talking about it in front of the group anymore. And I don't know how I feel about that. I don't blame Letitia for not wanting to talk about it at all. But like I just said a few minutes ago, this is a show that you guys are filming that's documenting your real lives. So you should talk about it. But it is what it is. You guys can let me know if you agree or disagree in the comment section, you guys. And I'm sorry that I know my energy is kind of low right now. And like I said earlier in the video, it is my throat, you guys. It's kind of hurting me to talk. That's really what it is right now. It's hurting me to talk. So that's why I'm pausing. You might not see it because I'm probably gonna do a lot of jump cuts in this video, but you might notice that it is kind of hard for me to talk. I don't know what it is. I've taken Tylenol for this. It's not as bad as it was when I woke up this morning, but it's still a little on the bad side. I hope it's not my allergies because I just got over that stuff recently, but I don't think that's what this is. I just think I just woke up. I don't know what it was. But hey, the next scene that ends the episode is Martell. So Martell went over to the Fletchers and Nell was home. Chris wasn't there, right? So Martell is talking to Nell. And let me say this. Martell is Martell is a lot. And he really got on my nerves in this particular scene with Nell. And also Nell got on my nerves. Let's be real about that too. Nell did not have to even mention the fact that Melody is changing her last name and having a party. She did not have to mention that. That was just her being messy as hell, and I wasn't here for it. And so Martell feels a way talking about if anybody that's supposed to be friends with him is going to this, he has an issue with that. I was like, for what? That ain't got nothing to do with you. And yes, like I said, you and your kids got the same last name. Why does she have to have the same last name? She is not married to you anymore. I don't understand the whole situation, whole thing about that. Like, if that makes her happy, let her go back to her maiden name. That's all I gotta say. But I really did feel like Nell was being messy as hell in that particular moment. And so here go Martell once again, wanting to talk about the fact that Melody cheated on him, and she cheated on him with multiple guys. Martell, you've been running with this same song and dance for a very long time. If Melody did cheat on you with multiple guys, a petty ass nigga like you would have already put that information out there about who she slept with. Now, I do remember there was a video that went around of her on a date with a guy, but that was long after you and her, that was long after you messed with the little peasant dolphin mouth that you messed with. That I remember when he pulled up on that date. Like, so if you guys were separated at the time, she knew for a fact she wasn't coming back to you. It's not cheating. Yeah, y'all might have been still legally married, but I wouldn't consider that cheating. If I'm separating from you, and then we're going to go through with this divorce, which she actually did go through with the divorce. So, Martell, you can really 100% miss me with the bullshit. As I stated a few minutes ago, if you had any kind of proof that Melody cheated on you with multiple men, a grimy, shisty ass nigga like you would have done already put out there. Now, I know at one point there was something about her and the attorney, but again, where are the multiple guys? And the way you talk, you try to make it seem like she was cheating on you throughout the marriage. You ain't never said nothing on this. You ain't never said nothing on the show about her cheating on you through your marriage, and I don't believe that she did. I know you, and he even said that in his interview that people will be like, they don't believe that Mel would do that. And then I'm saying that I don't believe she would do it. What I'm saying is, if she did it, you would have done put that out there to make yourself look better, because that's one thing that you love to do is when people call you on your shit, you try to make her look bad in response to what people say about you. So yeah, if she cheated on you, where's the proof, Martell? Because I would like to see the doc. I would like to see it. I would love to see it. Not that I care, but I mean, put it out there. If Melody did cheat on you, put it all out there. Mention it all.
Mention it all. Mention it all.
Mention it all. Like, please, mention it all, sir. But that's it, you guys. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, share the video, you guys. And until the next time, stay safe, take care of yourselves, wash your hands, be blessed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.